Welcome into the Fired Up Weekly Recap, where we cover all things Carthage athletics. I'm Justin Corrigan. Today's episode is for Monday, October 13th. Halfway through October, and the Firebirds are still roaring through the month. Let's get into the action. Starting things off with women's golf, it was the CCIW Championships down in Metamora, Illinois last week. Firebirds came in fourth place overall out of 8 teams. Lexi Manifel leading the way with a first-team All-CCIW performance, placing second with a 3-round score of 224. Manifel is our Jersey Mike's Firebird of the Week. Visit them today at 3625 Market Lane in Kenosha or go to jerseymikes.com. Manifel's score also brings us to our Pullman Auto Stores stat of the day. Pullman Auto Stores located in Kenosha and Racine. Visit them today or go to pullmanauto.com. Manifel's score of 224 and a second place finish was the best overall finish by a Firebird since 2021 when Adrian Rowetter won the event with a score of 218. Maddie Midget and Mae Norman also earning all CCIW honors with second team performances, tying for 17th place with scores of 247. Firebirds will return to action in the spring of 2026. Moving into Tarbell Arena with women's volleyball, they hosted number 7 Illinois Wesleyan on Wednesday. That was a 3-1 loss for the Firebirds. Tina Manojlovic, 11 kills, Haley Wierzak, 6 blocks, Ava Detweiler, 16 assists, and Jenna Damon, 26 digs. Firebirds returned to action on Friday as they competed at the Calvin Fall Invite. It was a 3-1 win over Mount Union to start the day. Firebirds took it 25-18, 22-25, 25-14, 25-21. Manojlovic, 18 kills, Katie Boston, 6 blocks, Ava Detweiler, 27 assists, and Damon with 23 digs. Firebirds bounced right back with another match against the host Calvin. They fell to the Knights in a heartbreaking 5-set thriller. Detweiler, 15 kills, 25 assists, and 3 service aces. Boston, 7 blocks, and Jenna Damon with an impressive 32 digs. Firebirds bounced back quickly, though, on Saturday with a 3-0 sweep over Kalamazoo in Kalamazoo, Michigan. That was 25-16, 25-18, 25-16, a clean sweep over the Hornets. Manojlovic, 16 kills, Boston, 5 blocks, Tatum Kevasek, 17 assists, and Jenna Damon with 19 digs. Firebirds return to action this coming Saturday at the Wisconsin Whitewater Triangular, where they'll compete at 1 p.m. and 3 p.m. against Greenville and Whitewater. Moving over to men's soccer on Wednesday, it was a 2-1 loss at Art Keller Field against Carroll. Firebirds got on the board quickly in the second minute with a goal from Bram Wolkenfeld, assist going to Emmett Hansen. Carroll bounced back in the second half, scoring a 47th minute goal to even things at 1-1 before putting away the go-ahead goal in the 85th minute. Aaron Tay in goal for the Firebirds with 9 saves. Then on Sunday night at Art Keller Field, they hosted Wisconsin Whitewater. That was a 3-0 loss for the Firebirds. Goals for Whitewater came in the 58th, 77th, and 78th minute. Carthage men's soccer returns to action at Wheaton Wednesday at 7 p.m. It was a lighter week for the Firebirds in women's soccer. Just one match last Wednesday at Carroll in Waukesha. That was a 0-0 draw for the Firebirds. Ainsley Stallworth, 8 saves on goal. Firebirds return home this Wednesday at Art Keller Field. They will host the Wheaton Thunder at 7 p.m. Moving over to women's tennis, the Firebirds started things off with a 6-1 loss on the road against North Central. Jordan Miller picking up the lone point for the Firebirds with a win in number 5 singles. Firebirds bounced back quickly on Saturday with a 4-3 win at home against Augustana to close out fall play. Xingchen Liu, Nikki Manojlovic, and Jordan Miller each picking up a pair of wins on the day. Firebirds will return in 2026 as they'll take on St. Mary's in Indiana on February 21st. Bowling got things started on the road this week at the Western Shootout in Indianapolis. It was a 19th place finish for the varsity squad, with Emma Winter leading the way, averaging 186 over the weekend with a high score of 244. Firebirds return to action at the Windy City Classic in Des Plaines, Illinois on Halloween, October 31st. Moving over to football, the Firebirds hosted the WashU Bears on Saturday at Art Keller Field. It was a heartbreaking 31-23 loss in double overtime to the Bears. Let's get to the scoring breakdown. Scoreless first quarter for both sides. Firebirds got things going and jumped out to a 13-7 lead by halftime, coming off 2 touchdowns for Bryce Frank, the first being a 3-yard run powering his way into the end zone, and the second one coming off a 52-yard house call from Frank, giving the Firebirds their lead at the half. A scoreless third quarter kept things at 13-7 heading into the fourth, and both offenses came alive in the fourth quarter, ending things at 20-20 and forcing overtime. Scoring for the Firebirds came on a Easton Hefner 14-yard touchdown pass to Dylan Salisbury, making it 20-19. An unsportsmanlike conduct call would force the Firebirds back 15 yards on the extra point, where Mugden Creo would drain a 35-yard point-after attempt to force overtime. In overtime, Creo hit a 30-yard field goal to jump out ahead 23-20, but a matching field goal for the Bears and a touchdown and 2-point conversion would seal the deal, giving the Bears the victory. Look at the stats. Hefner, 20 for 32, 213 yards, a touchdown and an interception. Gavin Betts, 5 receptions for 77 yards. Mariano Talamentes, 10 tackles on the defensive end. And Bryce Frank, 21 carries, 145 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Frank is our Jersey Mike's Firebird of the Week. Be sure to visit their Kenosha location or go to jerseymikes.com. Firebirds return to action on the road this week as they take on the Thunder of Wheaton College at Saturday at 1 p.m. down in Wheaton, Illinois. And finally, esports kept going this week. Starting things off, Rocket League Red came up short in a narrow 4-3 loss to UC Santa Barbara after leading in shots and assists. Kyle Bransky scored 7 goals on the game. In Rocket League White, a dominant 4-0 sweep over Illinois Wesleyan, powered by TJ Buckman's strong two-way performance. Super Smash Bros. Dropped a 2-0 decision to top-ranked Rockford, while Rainbow Six Siege fell 2-0 to Arkansas State, despite a standout effort from sophomore captain Samuel Bergamo. And in League of Legends, they improved to 4-0 on the season with a 2-1 win over Southwest Minnesota State, with Owen and Gavin Johnson leading the way. That's going to conclude things for this week's episode of the Fired Up Weekly Recap. Be sure to tune in next week as Swim and Dive kicks off their season. Be sure to follow us on socials at Carthage Athletics and get all your information at athletics.carthage.edu. Once again, thanks for watching. I'm Justin Corrigan. Go Birds.